You see, this is the type of stuff I like to learn about. I'm pretty sure somebody might have mentioned it about, Led Zeppelin having a plane, but just seeing this title here, man, I already know it's gonna be crazy because you got like one of the, or if not the greatest band ever created, and they have their own plane. Come on, man. The stories, the stuff that might have went down on there. Whoo, 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 whoo. Again, man, appreciate y'all coming over. We're on the Simple Flying channel. All right. And it's what happened to the Led Zeppelin 720, the Starship. What is that? Boeing? I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Again, shout out to all the good humans. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
The members of Led Zeppelin once had their own private Boeing 720 to tour across North America in the middle of the 1970s. The jet, dubbed the Starship, was modded to meet every requirement of the rock band.
Man.
The unit held registration N7201U and was the first Boeing 720 built.
Damn Stranger Things music in the background. What's going on here?
The jet, dubbed the Starship, was modded to meet every requirement of the rock band. The unit held registration N7201U and was the first Boeing 720 built. It was initially delivered to United Airlines in October 1960, but this 138-seater saw its most famous action following its purchase for $600,000 in 1973. New owners Bobby Sherman and Ward Sylvester splashed $200,000 into the project, and when the new configuration was ready, the main cabin featured a 30-foot-long couch that ran along the right side of the plane. There was also a TV and video cassette player.
30-foot-long couch. I'm just thinking of the stuff that was going down on there. Maybe they'll cover some of it.
The superstar passengers could also have a shower on board, reducing the need for hotels when traveling from town to town across North America. Peter Frampton, who leased the plane after the mid-70s success of the Frampton Comes Alive tour, said it was the closest thing to Air Force One. He loved the luxury of the jet, which had a lounge with a shag carpet and swiveling leather chairs.
Of course.
There was also a brass-covered bar with a built-in organ. The musician said it was all about fighting for a seat at the bar. Nonetheless, the first paying passengers on the Starship were the band members of Led Zeppelin. The group jumped on in July 1973, and during this period, they were one of the biggest bands across the globe. The band painted their name across the fuselage and treated the master suite like an hourly rate motel. There was a lot of intoxication while in the skies, and was called a floating gin palace by some. There was plenty of drama amid all the buzz. For instance, Led Zeppelin's drummer John Bonham once tried to open the aircraft's door while flying over Kansas City because he had to pee, according to a flight attendant.
Man, John, you would have flew out. He tried to open the door because he had to pee. I'm just thinking of like, I know he passed away, but if that had have been how, like if they would have said like he opened the door and he had to pee and he flew, like, could you? That's crazy. While you're in the air. I mean, even if you were on the floor, on the ground still, and you opened the plane to pee, that's still crazy. But why you in the air? Oh, my goodness.
The musician even sat in the co-pilot seat and assisted in flying the jet on a transcontinental trip from New York to Los Angeles.
What?
The rock star lifestyle on board the plane didn't last forever.
He didn't need like a damn license or nothing. They just let... Not me.
Flying the jet on a transcontinental trip from New York to Los Angeles. The rock star lifestyle on board the plane didn't last forever. Notably, the oil embargo in the middle of the 70s brought operations with the plane to a halt. By the time fuel prices became affordable again, there was no longer as much of a requirement for the aircraft. The Starship then went through several ownership changes from 1977 through
Allman Brothers.
1979, eventually going into storage at Luton Airport at the end of the decade. It finally was dismantled for parts in July 1982. Altogether, this Boeing 720 represents a groundbreaking era in pop culture history.
Yeah.
Rock photographer Neil Preston, who had all access for Led Zeppelin's tours, summarized the plane with the following: "If you were operating at the top echelon of the record business, you had to have the Starship." Throughout the decade, many legendary musicians took to the skies with the Starship to perform across the cities. They include Elton John, Alice Cooper, Bob Dylan, and the Rolling Stones.
Wow.
Sadly, the Starship no longer exists today. However, there are undoubtedly many memories that were made thanks to the plane.
I bet.
What are your thoughts on the Starship and the musicians it transported over the years? Have you ever flown on a Boeing 720 plane? Let us know in the comments section.
I wish they probably couldn't, I wonder if they had when did NDAs get created? Because I'm just, you know exactly where my mind went. Because he said, you got to shower and stuff. You ain't got to really worry about a hotel. I just want to know who was, when they go to a certain city, who was getting on that plane. Like, that's what I want to know. But, you could just use your imagination on stuff that was happening. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. All right. Again, man, appreciate you guys coming over. Hope y'all enjoyed. Peace out.